So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is probably one of the most nostalgic sets Lego has ever made. We're talking about 72046 today, Lego Game Boy. Let's get bricking it. So why do I think Lego knocked it out of the park with this? I mean, nostalgic wise, look at it. If you know what Game Boy is, you've ever had one, played one, or even just have an idea of what, this sort of console's like, it's perfect. Look at it. You couldn't really get anything closer to the original made out of Lego bricks, in my opinion. It feels nice and solid. It doesn't feel, hollow or flimsy or like it could break any minute. I could shake it about a bit. Obviously, it's not like a Starship or anything like the Star Wars sets or anything, so you can't swoosh it about loads. But it's pretty solid. You've got your A/B buttons. You can push those. You've got your classic D-pad on the front there. You've got your on-off switch, and this is pretty satisfying. You've got your little. You can literally slide the button across from on to off. So I know it's only a little detail, but I just love the fact they bothered to include that as an actual functionable item on here. You've got your contrast there, your volume dial on the side there. You can actually twist it around. And I don't know if you saw, but the D-pad does have a little thing inside it that lets you kind of press it down on the corners. And also the same with the A/B buttons. I've never seen elements like this before in Lego, but they're pretty cool. You could just literally press them up and down. They ping back up. And the start and select buttons, literally just two little tyres popped in there, but it does make you feel like you can press them and they ping back up again because of the rubber elements. So really good. I'm pretty impressed with this Lego. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the build and the experience of this, because I was quite impressed. So build experience wise, this was awesome. I did not expect a set with 421 pieces to be this good to build. It's not obviously a long build at all, but it was just, every moment of it was just fun, especially if you've owned a Game Boy and you know what they're like. You literally, one of the first things you do is build one of the game cartridges, and I wasn't sure what it was at first, and then you start building it and you realise, hang on a minute, this is a game cartridge, and it's just really cool. And then straight after that, when you go into the Game Boy, you start building the motherboard inside it first. They've gone into so much detail that you wouldn't realise is there unless you've actually built this set, or you know someone who's told you about this. I haven't seen many reviews that have gone into that sort of detail before, so sorry if there's spoilers there. But I just found it amazing. I mean, there's one of those builds that you get rarely where nearly every single part of what you're doing is like, what's this bit? And then, oh my god, yeah, it just gives you that excitement of what this bit is, and as it's coming to shape, you understand what that bit's for. Obviously, there's certain bits, like when you're doing the sides and adding bits in, you know what they are, it's pretty obvious, but some of it's quite exciting to build, and you're not sure where it's going until you put it in. And for such a small, compact Lego model, that's quite a rarity. That's really good. I have rarely had a set with this small piece count, which has been such a joy to build. It might just be because I love Nintendo and Game Boys, but it's just brilliant. I mean, even the fact that you can take your game out the back, pop it in, clicks into place, it's fantastic. So let's move on to aesthetics and design and a little bit more about the build and, of course, the game cartridges. So I want to talk about the game cartridges next. So you get two with the set. You get Super Mario Land and Zelda. So two of the first games that ever came out on the Game Boy. With these, you also get the screens to go with them. Now in this, one of the first things you also build in the model, actually I should have mentioned, is this little stand here, which you can probably see if I put it back down there. And with this, it's quite a simple design. You've got a couple of clips on the bottom, and you've got a little section there. And the clips are designed because in the bottom of the games, even though they kind of look a little bit like cartridge bottoms anyway, you can see the little bits there that can go on the clip, so you can pop the game of your choice on the stand and it doesn't kind of fall off, which is pretty cool. It wobbles about a little bit, but it's just got its own little game stand. And the really clever thing about this is behind that is a little area designed for the screens to fit in that you're not using. So you can pop them in the back and they're just hidden out of view, which is fantastic. So when you've got this on display, you would not know the screens are literally in this bit behind. So the other thing about these game cartridges, which is pretty cool, I actually have a couple of original ones here. I actually have, from my Game Boy, Tetris and Wario Land, and these are actual proper Game Boy games, as you can probably tell. But I mean, look, I put them next to these. The size difference is tiny. I mean, literally, I'll bring these two up to screen. This is a real one. This is the Lego one, just in case you didn't already know. I mean, obviously the backs look a little bit different. You can tell they're different things, but even to the point where this top tile here, there's been a lot of controversy online of people doing it wrong, but it's even got the little groove on the side there, you can see, just on the top. They're very, very similar in size. You can't quite fit a real Game Boy cartridge in the back of this thing. It's a little bit too wide, which is a shame, but obviously everybody knows this, there's lots of mods out there. People are turning these into actual playable consoles, which is pretty cool. Personally, I quite like it as a display model. If you wanted to turn it into a playable console, that's fine, it's up to you. But yeah, I like it as it is. In terms of the game cartridge as well, I'm just going to take this bit off of the Zelda one, because this is one of the last things you build. The first thing you build is the Mario cartridge. In the Zelda one, inside, if you can see this, there's actually a little printed piece, which is a battery. How cool is that? I mean, they didn't have it to go to that detail, but literally one that, you know, inside the game cartridge, it actually looks like it's got its own little kind of circuit board and battery in it. That's the sort of level of detail we're talking about here. And, you know, when you're building this thing, you've got the button thing on the back is literally like a clever little thing with a elastic band on it, and it just pushes them back out. And this as well, I wasn't expecting the D-pad bit to be as cool as it was. I'll put some pictures on screen of this. But yeah, the whole thing's great. 0 stickers to play with here at all. That was amazing. I was not expecting 0 stickers on the console. The only thing there are stickers for is literally the Zelda and Mario cartridges. Unfortunately, they didn't do printed pieces for the actual games, but for the top part of the game cartridges, also for literally everything you see in the Game Boy, from the printing here to the back plate to the contrast button there to the external connector, the volume one, and also all the little things at the top here. Look, you've got your on off, you've got your start, select, your A, B, even this bit here, even the speaker grill's printed. So I'm really impressed with how much they did do printed. It's a shame they couldn't just do that one little extra and get the cartridges as well. That'd be cool. I do know there's lots of people on Etsy that make more game cartridges as well, so you can buy those for different games. You can get your Tetris ones, you can get all sorts of others, you can get Pokemon ones. So if you do want extras for your collection and make little extra stands for them, that's great. Let's move on to the screens quickly. This is quite a cool little feature. The screens. Now, we've talked a lot about the other features of the Game Boy, but it does come with 3 different screen options on here. We'll try and get it here. Now, you've got your Nintendo Lenticular one there, which is pretty cool. It's much easier to see what they do outside of the actual Game Boy. And they just, you know, just those classic little holographic kind of screens that you get when you were younger. Now, in terms of getting them out, all you've got to do is take this little back plate off, and there's a little thing in here that just pops off there, and your screen just flips out. So you've literally got kind of a hollow Game Boy there. You can choose what screen you want, and let's just say I want to have the load up screen on here. Let's pick our old Nintendo friend, pop him in there, inside, pop your little bit there. And there you go. Nintendo. Very cool. So yeah, really, really impressed with this. I mean, I'll try and get the Mario one up close to screen. I will put some pictures on as well, but you know, it's just a fun little inclusion. I mean, again, they could have just done printed pieces or stickers or something, but I just love the fact they've gone to the extent of having actual movable screens. So you can pick it up, you know, you get someone come round, they pick this up, have a look at it, and lo and behold, Mario jumps up and hits one of the question mark blocks. You know, it's brilliant, isn't it? And then you've got obviously the games just sit in the back. It's just a fantastic build. I mean, I might be biased on this, but I just think as a gamer anyway, as someone who grew up with this console, it's absolutely brilliant. And for the price point, it is about £55 brand new. I managed to get this one for £45. I think if you can get it for £50 or under, which seems to be the case at the moment anyway, it's 100% worth it. So please go for it. Great set. Anyone who's a gamer, if you have got this already, please let me know what you think of it, because I mean, I've only had it a couple of weeks and I think it's amazing. So it might just be that, you know, it's all new to me and it's brilliant, but for such a small set, it doesn't take much room on the shelf, and I am starting to run out of room. So for a games console set, it's perfect for me. It literally fills that niche of, you know, I've got small amounts of space to fill. I need a display set that I want like this, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get this, and I'm so glad I did, honestly. If you're umming and ahhing about this set, it's 100% worth it. Just for the build experience, it's fun. And it's a brilliant little set. Obviously, it doesn't do much after that. You can go into the the mods and start getting the bits that make it play games. If you do own a console, I would say you might as well just use that, to be fair, because it will save you a bit of money. But if you want to have this playable, there are things out there, people who've done loads of instructions, how to put the circuit boards in, where to get them. Some people are selling kits you can buy that do it already, and you can put the screen in. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, please let me know what you think, guys. I'm absolutely buzzing with this set. I'm really interested to know what everyone thinks of this set, whether you are thinking of getting it, whether it's not for you at all, if you're not really bothered with it, you think it's a bit too small and silly. I did have a chat with someone the other day who said that they don't think it's worth it unless it does something, and I was like, well, for what it is, it's actually really cool, you know. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, of course. So I'm really interested to know what everyone thinks of this. You know, is it something that Nintendo shouldn't have bothered doing with Lego, or do we need other ones? Maybe they could do a Game Boy Pocket. That'd be interesting. It's a bit smaller. Or maybe they could do the flip ones. I've actually got one here, which would be an interesting one to have. I don't know if they'll be able to do this, but one of the advanced SPs. That's my one. So yeah, anything like that would be quite cool from Lego, but I think this is a great starting point for this kind of line. It's kind of like almost like a mid-sized console, a bit like how Star Wars do the MIDI scale Starship Collection stuff. Same for this with the Game Boy, really. It's kind of that mid-scale console. Obviously it's real life scale as such, but it's just a smaller style. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, do the usual YouTube things, like, subscribe, please comment and let me know what you think of this this set, and if it's helped you at all, choose whether to buy it or not, or whether you already have it. I'm just really, really interested in everyone's comments on this. But in the meantime, keep bricking it, guys. See you on the next one.